Like social media, there's no avoiding it. In all its various forms, it's become an accepted way to communicate new business. You'll find it everywhere, from Amazon to Ken Downing Street. Next week, you'll see the BBC News website relaunched with Twitter and Facebook integration. So why is it that if some people can do it, other organisations struggle? It seems that in some cases, organisations and people that are normally perfectly reasonable, when presented with the option of using social media, suddenly turn into something out of 1984. That's often founded on a lack of understanding of what social media is, and normally is evident with a complete lack of trust in their employees. First of all, with the assumption that they're all stupid, that they won't know how to behave, that they'll inadvertently do or say the wrong things that could be damaging to the organisation. But there's no evidence to suggest that people use social media tools any less responsibly than any other communication tools. And let's face it, if they really are stupid, the tools won't make any difference. There's also often the assumption that giving people access to these tools will unleash a whole raft of sinister activity, with company secrets flying out the door with every status update and blog post. And again, there's no evidence to suggest that that's the case. If people really want to do harm to your organisation, they'll already be doing it with every tool at their disposal. Time wasting, of course, is another assumption. The idea that people will use these tools to do nothing but chat with their friends, throw sheep at them, avoid vampire attacks. Well, sure, they can be a waste of time, but then so can email and the phone and meetings and everything else. Unproductive people are unproductive people, irrespective of the tools. We just need to trust them. Every day across our organisations, people are using a whole raft of communication tools. Phones, email, virtual meeting tools, face-to-face meetings. And on the whole, they're doing it responsibly and reasonably and without putting any part of the company at risk. Now, that's not to say that we should be ignoring issues of confidentiality and security. It's a valid concern. To a greater or less degree, most organisations have some things that should remain confidential. Adopting social media safe, we need to address those security concerns up front. And the best way to do that is policy. And I'd be astounded if any organisation hasn't got policies in place around acceptable standards of behaviour, communication and confidentiality. And they can equally be applied to social media. The most important thing is if you do introduce separate policies, make sure that they're simple and straightforward, unlike the BBC's. Another common issue, organisations say, we can't do this, we can't use social media because we've got some kind of internal or external regulation that forbids us from doing this. That's often financial services organisations or government departments. And I simply don't believe it's true. Because there are certain organisations, like the White House, which I would imagine has its fair share of rules and regulations and quite a lot of confidential information, and yet they seem to be able to use social media without issues. No matter how regulated these organisations are, if they can manage to use the phone and they can use email, then they can regulate around using social media. And of course, one of the key things to remember is that unlike phone calls and face-to-face meetings, social media content is by its very nature recorded and to some degree public. If people are stupid, or they're malicious, or they break the rules, it's going to be much more obvious if they do so using social media. It's out there for everyone to see. And of course, another big issue is using the wrong reference points. If all people see is public Twitter stream, or general unfocused Facebook activity like Farmville, then it shouldn't come as any surprise if we think these people get the impression it's going to be a waste of time. But that's like reading a Jeffrey Archer novel and assuming that all books are rubbish. We need to have the right reference points. If you want to look at public spaces, then look at things like Nick Shackleton-Jones' e-learning professionals group on Facebook, or Learn Chat conversations on Twitter, or the ELN's website, or our LinkedIn group. Get past the tools and start thinking about the quality of the conversation and communication that can be going on there. Because what we really should be demonstrating is how we can benefit from that immediacy of communication, of collaboration and community, and how we can use these social media tools to use really simple tools like profiles and status updates and user groups and interest groups and media files and all the tools to search and filter that to help us. But of course the other problem with using the public sites as reference is this sudden fear that everything that you do or say is going outside the organisation. Everything is suddenly out there on the public internet. And that's not necessarily the case. there might be some benefits in doing things externally, but you can do all of this kind of stuff in-house. Do it with some control behind the firewall. And there's a whole range of options for doing this, whether that's specialist collaboration tools like the open source StatusNet or WordPress or Drupal, or commercial tools like Gamma or SocialCast or Social Text. Or you may have options to use existing tools like SharePoint, or pretty much every ERP vendor now has some kind of social collaboration tools available to you. Now, one final topic I have to talk about IT, and I am making no apologies for the fact that I am going to upset some people with what I say, and that is that IT is not a blocker. They sometimes forget what their job is, and they sometimes forget who their masters are, but only if we let them do that. Because if you look at any org chart in any organisation, you will find that L&D or HR is usually sitting at the same level as IT. Both departments report to the organisation as a whole. And if IT is actually able to say no to what L&D wants to do and veto their plans, that's a failing of L&D to make a robust argument about what they want to do. And the only way to overcome that is with a plan. We need a strong business plan. Social media is like every other thing we do in the organisation. If we demand time, money, or any other resources from the organisation, there's got to be a good, solid plan behind it. And if you haven't got credibility at board level, use someone else's. Convince ops or marketing that they want to do social learning and use their credibility to get it on. So to recap, trust people to behave responsibly. Address security concerns up front, amending policies if you need to. Use the right reference points. Show what great things can be done and what benefits it can bring. And don't fall into the IT as a blocker trap. Develop a robust plan and closely align that with business